Hello, everybody, and welcome to Breakfast with Chef. This is called Neighbors. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to go back to the way back when how many neighbors I had, some good, some bad. The way I got the thought of the neighbor, I was thinking neighbors and stuff, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to tell you some of the cool neighbors that I've had, and some of the, well, not so cool ones. Well, back in 1970 something, most of the time we had houses. We were privileged. We lived in, excuse me, we lived in try again, Lake Wapagasset, which we lived on a house, a big house off the right next to the lake. So we really didn't communicate very much with our neighbors. Um, Early on, I had my grandpa and grandma's neighbors, so you can imagine how cool that was. Um, Then we lived in Turtle Lake, Wisconsin. We lived in like Sam would say, a house, and we didn't really have a neighbor. We lived in our own property, a piece of property. Then we moved into Turtle Lake, Wisconsin. We moved into a trailer court. And this is the way it's supposed to be when you live next to somebody or close to somebody. They go out and live their life. You go out and live your life. You don't come out and yell and scream and holler about stuff. I used to play karaoke in there. I had my own room, and I'll play karaoke. Not one time they'd ever come over and say, "Hey, your music's just way too loud." I mean, he never did it. I mean, all they did is they just lived their life and did what they did, and nobody bothered anybody. It was nice. Um, then of course we moved in. We moved into town. Before that, and we had a neighbor named Jim. Jim was kind of a partier, drinker. He was an alright guy. He was not somebody who was bad or anything. Way back when we lived this was something that you would see out of the movie Where the Red Fern Was. It was just a perfect setting. You got a farmhouse, you got chickens, you got cows, you got pigs, you got, the entire thing was just really amazing. And we lived right next to the woods. I mean, the woods is all around us. It's just crazy. And we have a railroad track that goes through our house back and forth, which is surprising. There is more trains that go through here than ever when we lived in Wanderers. We lived in Wanderers, which is a little tiny town. When we lived there, we had a railroad tracks that went directly through our house, right behind our property of our house. And there was less trains going by there than there is here. It's absolutely crazy. But, the woods right behind the house. We had the chickens, the pigs, the calves, and we had the woods, which is really cool. And what really made the story come out clear, I wish I made a movie of this. This could be where the movie could come from. There's an old man, the name of Willie. Willie was our neighbor. He lived across the street. And Willie was a guy who basically lived on his own. Didn't have no water, so he actually came to our house with a pail, and in the pail he would have, in his hand he would have a bunch of National Geographics. Well, he figured he would have to give us those magazines for a bucket of water, which we give him a bucket of water anyways. He's our neighbor. That's what we do. But he would always say hi to the family and how you doing. But he was a very quiet guy too. He would not bug us. He wouldn't say much about us. We lived in this, this big, huge, basic, normal farmhouse, and it was, and like I said, old Willie was a pretty cool guy. He never bothered anybody. He just, did his thing, and he needed some water. He'd come over with some magazines. Said, "Here, I'll give you these magazines. Thank you for the water." It's like, you know what? Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Then we go on to, when we lived in Clayton, when I lived in Clayton, Wisconsin, we didn't really have a neighbor. Our neighbors were in another housing department, which basically they didn't really care what we did because, But then we got New Richmond. I meet Sam, of course. This is a while back. Then we go to New Richmond, Wisconsin. And when we talk about New Richmond, I'm sorry, not New Richmond, Osceola. I don't really say much about New Richmond. New Richmond, like I said, it's pretty quiet. You don't really hear much about and that's interesting about New Richmond because the people were right next to each other. I mean, the house is here, their house is here. The house is just like this. And it's surprising enough, nobody would complain or yell or anything. And we're up, pretty late, we're sitting here, sitting up all night, sleeping all day. It's just like crazy. And I've never complained. And being that close to each other is just crazy. And then there's Osceola, Wisconsin. We live with this, same thing, houses right next to each other. Supposedly, they got upset at me because of my karaoke machine, which is ridiculous. But that's the only time the neighbors ever had a problem. It's just that one time. And we had another neighbor up above us. She was just kind of like, I don't know what the deal is with the whole situation. It is absolutely crazy. And then we got Baldwin. Oh boy, oh Baldwin. Let's talk about Baldwin. It's like the saying goes, nice guys finish last. Well, it's true. Nice guys always get the shit on. And it's crazy. Oh, sorry, crapped on. I apologize. Didn't mean to swear. They get crapped on. Before we moved to Baldwin, we went to a place called Quick Trip. And we sat down, relaxed. We met this lady. She was nice. We says, hi, how you doing, blah, blah, blah. And that was about it. She was saying, oh, we're going to be your neighbor. And I thought everything was fine. I thought, cool, no big deal. We moved in. The first thing that happened was, a guy comes up and says, my mom's sleeping. And we're like, okay, well, what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to just quit moving our stuff and getting stuff into our home? I mean, come on. So we go on, no big deal. I understand. When you live next to somebody, you got to have some set of rules. You got to understand. There's things you just can't do. I mean, I like to do karaoke. Unfortunately, I can't. There's people down below me. There's people next to me and people across the hall from me. So there's people that can actually hear me singing and being loud. So I kind of break that down. That's the whole reason why I do videos and do this show, is because I know I can't do karaoke very much, because I understand there's other people here. So here's the storyline. Supposedly, the neighbor goes outside. She plays with her plants, does some plants, goes swimming, and that's fine. That's what you do. That's fine. It's cool. I don't give a crap. You go swimming and have a good time. That's you want to sit and make things look pretty. That's great. But just the place decided to make changes. Change number one was, the picnic tables would be for people that are here. And number two was, you can't be so loud when you're outside. There's other people that live in the building. So everything's fine. Next thing I know, I come to find out I'm the guilty party. I'm the guy that's the bad guy. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Where this comes up from, I was called schizo. I was called psycho. I was called crazy. I will not lie to you. I do have an illness where I speak and talk to myself. And I'm not proud of it. I've had it since I was a little kid. I got ran over by a lawnmower when I was 10 years old, and I've had this problem where ever since I was little, I used to even make up a name of a guy, a little kid, name of Buffy. Buffy was this imaginary kid that I had. And the reason why I had this imaginary kid is because somebody that I thought I talked to. Now as I'm growing up and I'm in my, getting older, now I'm talking to myself instead of this person. I'm not proud of it, I don't hurt nobody. I don't have bad thoughts of anything. In fact, I'm the opposite. I always want to help people out and do what I can for people, because that's just the way I was taught to be, I was growing up. But some reason I'm the bad guy. I'm this horrible person. I don't know why. First off, why would I want to do anything to hurt anybody? I don't like that. I don't care if somebody's outside having a good time. I don't care if somebody's trying to make, put roses or flowers in something. I don't care. What do I care about that stuff? I don't. I all I know is that I go out, I live my life and do what I do, and that's it. I mean, if you're my friend, if you're a person who wants to talk to me, that's great. If you're not, whatever. I'm not going to sit here and drag this. You got a life. I figure I got a life, you got a life. We live two separate lives. We do what we do, and that's the way it is. And that's as far as that goes. So, what's next with this neighbors type thing? Well, not much of anything. I mean, I can't change who I am. I mean, you either accept it or you don't. You want to call me crazy and all that. That's, you want to waste your time on all that stuff. That's go ahead. That's up to you. But on the aspects of anything, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm just going to live my life and do what I need to do, and that's how it's going to be. And if you want to be mad at me, if you want to be pissed off at me, that's fine. You can do that and waste your time and do all that stuff. But it ain't going to change who I am. That's all I can say about that. So the neighbor thing is, like I said, it's just a day by day thing. Hopefully that we can just live our lives and do whatever we got to do and be happy and do whatever we can do. So that's as far as that goes. What's new? That's our next segment. What's new is basically not much of anything. Our car went kaput. We're having some major problems with our car. So we're trying to figure out what we're going to do with the car, and hopefully we're going to get it fixed. Figure in a couple of weeks we'll get it fixed. We'll figure something out. So we're kind of, stuck a little bit. We also have, basically everything's good. I just went to the store and bought Sam some new slippers because her old ones were going bad. Got some top coats so she can do her nails. And history in the making. Today is the very first football game for the Vikings and the Raiders. Now, I know you look at me and say, wait a minute, you're from Green Bay, or you're from Wisconsin, why are you not cheering for the Packers? If you have not listened to my quotes and listened to my rants, I don't like the Packers. Brett Favre played for 20-some years, of his life, of his career, and they treat him like a piece of garbage. They all burn his jersey because he decided to go to a team that would appreciate him. He's burnt out. He's tired. He goes out, exercises, gets all set up and said, yeah, I'm ready to go. And they already got another quarterback, replaced him already. He didn't know what the hell was going on with him, but they just did it anyways. So after the way they treated Brett Favre, I really felt that I can't be a Packer fan no more. The reason why I'm a Viking fan, I'm not even a Viking. I don't even consider myself a fan. I just respect the team a lot. I like the way they do business. I like the fact that, they have this new kid named Teddy Bridgewater. They're giving him opportunity to play with the starters so that he gets kind of a feel for it, which I think is great. The Cleveland Browns pick up this guy, Johnny Manziel, who's supposed to be like Favre, and they're not even let him start with the starters, which I think is ridiculous. But that's exactly the things I just talked about, being a ridiculous thing. Absolutely ridiculous. So I'm going to sit down on my couch here, and I'm going to drink my Mountain Dew and eat my candy bars that I bought from the store, and watch the Vikings play some football, and hopefully they'll have a really good game. And football season is good here. And the nice thing I like about it, that makes it even better, is Sam is into it too. Sam gets into football like I do, which I think is awesome. That's really nice to know. I mean, a lot of people are not into games, which is sad. What else is new? Viking Stadium. I don't see what the hell all the money is put into this thing, and you don't see anything but big bunch of blobs of stuff all the way around, and you don't see anything yet. And I don't think I've ever seen anybody actually working, so I don't know how they're going to have a stadium, but they claim they will. So that's as far as that goes. What's new? If you hear a little blowing on the camera, we have a fan that's blowing because it's a little bit hot in here. So I apologize for that. But yeah, I mean, aspects of what's going on with the neighbor thing, it's like I said, it's just a day by day thing. Hopefully everything will be back to normal and people can just live lives and do whatever. We got our own things to worry about. But going back, when I think real hard, another thing that's really interesting, you always hear me rant about my family. A really major thing happened. Julie Bridge Sigsworth, but her name is Peterson, I think now. She actually, and Debbie, my Aunt Debbie, and them all actually invited me to a reunion. And all I've ever wanted to do since my dad's died is just learn a little bit about my family who my family is, where they come from. It was just really nice to know, and to be invited to something like that where I can kind of learn a little bit more about my family. Here I'd be learning a little bit more about my aunt. I had an Aunt Lillian who passed away a while back ago, and she, I used to visit her in a Amory high rise, which is in Amory, still built up there. So it's a really cool notion to be, and be able to see my cousin Mickey, which I haven't seen her in a while. My Aunt Pat passed away recently, and it's a really sad situation as well. So much other things. Let's see how much time I'm. 15:44, so I am about a quarter of the way done. If you ever see me go and put my face up to the camera, I'm not trying to smile or anything, or goof around. I'm actually looking at the timer on the camera to see how much time I have left in the show. And now would be a good time to talk about our sponsor. Sponsor, of course, if you look, I have a Mountain Dew shirt on. Yes, that is Mountain Dew. And once in a while you see me grab my Mountain Dew can. And I'm going to tell you the truth, I don't get paid to do this. I do this because I drink Mountain Dew. It's my soft drink. I do use FreeMake. If you want to download the downloader or the MP3 to YouTube to MP3 or anything like that, all you got to do is go to freemake.com and just pick whatever program that you want to use, and that's about it. I do use the FreeMake downloader. It's the only downloader I ever found that works really good. I have been looking at alternates and other programs just to see how they do. I noticed that on the converter, just something new to let you know, I tried burning a show on the converter, on the video converter part, and I noticed that my screen flickered really a lot. So I would use more of the converter as what it is, a video converter, a video converter. So if you want to convert a video to AVI, WMV, whatever it may be, that you can use that for that. That's exactly what it'd be good for. I would use an alternate burner for your thing. I mean, I don't even think you can make any stuff on it. I think it's more for what it is, a converter. So if you want to do a video, find another video program that you can use, because I just really think that this program ain't good for that. It is good for converting. That's what it is good for. It's good for converting. It has a joiner on it. That works pretty good too. So you can join files and you can convert the files, but I don't think you can really burn, a lot of video files to it. So that's as far as that goes. Another program, another thing I use, of course, I think JVC, the official official video camera of Jeff's Breakfast with Jeff's Journal, and memory of, and all those. So that's as far as that goes. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on. So yeah, these programs that you like them, feel free to go use them. It's a great it's a great feeling, great deal. But yeah, I mean, freemake.com. Go ahead and pick out the software you want to download. 150,000% free. There's another program I used was 100% free. It's called any DVD converter. It's another video converter with a saying maybe you don't want to use that type of thing. You want to avoid it like I do, and try finding an alternate program. Any DVD converter is another good converter you can use to convert files. But there's nothing wrong with FreeMake for aspects of video converters. So like I said, just go to freemake.com, pick out what software you want to use, and that's about it. So that's as far as that goes. Let's see, what else is new? Nothing basic. I'd like to tell you a little bit about what Breakfast with Jeff is, so you understand what it is. It's a web show. Basically, I have a little bit of beef going on. Last show I did was called Facebook Friends. And I give my Facebook friends the opportunity to watch my videos. And so far I've only seen 2 people. Now I have about 30 or 40, 50 or 60 or 70 or 80 friends on my list. And I only see 2 people out of 30 or 70 or 80 friends, which I think is crack of crap. I mean, I give you respect. I understand you don't know where my channels are. You don't know where to find my videos. I give you respect for that. I put the video directly on my profile. I put the video directly exactly where I told you it would be, There's no reason why you can't watch my videos. You have time to click a little button, show a little picture. I think you have enough time to send a comment, or you have enough time to watch a video. Also, what Breakfast with Jeff is supposed to be about is basically, I understand a lot of my friends can't come here and visit. So what if I bring here to you? So what I do is I sit down and I do, like I said, Breakfast with Jeff. I do Jeff's Journal, which is an on-location show. So I bring you with me. If we go to a certain place, I bring you with me. If you're a really good friend and you'd be able to see shows that would not possibly be aired, like Sam's birthday, we did a live show, live from Como Park in Minnesota. It was a really, really great show, really awesome. And if you're a really good friend, you will be able to see that video. If not, you will be able to see the Breakfast with Jeff, Sam's birthday episode. So, if you're a friend, you'll be seeing things like that. If you're just a colleague, just somebody who just watches the show, then, not a problem. If you're new, there's 2 ways where you can check. There's 3 ways now the way you can watch and see my shows. Number 1, go to Facebook, type in Jeff's Web Shows, and boom, there's going to be the latest version, which would be called Today Neighbors. Number 2 would be, of course, on YouTube, on the channel name, Jeff Sigsworth. Okay, just simply say subscribe, and there you go. Number 3, of course, is a new program called Tumblr. I also put my videos on shows on there. So if you are, if you're a member of Tumblr, you'll be able to, like I said, it'll be Sigs and Jeff, one word, and you can add me up there, and you can get all the latest videos on Tumblr as well. I am working very hard to bring more episodes as I can. So that's as far as that goes. So I got about 8 minutes left, so I'll finish up some more advertising. But yeah, a lot of programs I use that, like I said, I don't get paid for any of these programs. I push them because I like them. I think they do a good job. And the same thing with stores. If I go to a store and I believe in the store, I will push the store to other people. If the store is a piece of garbage, I would never pawn on my show because I wouldn't want people to go to something that is garbage. Sears is one. We went to Sears at one time. They did a real good job. Sam bought some shoes, didn't fit. Went to Sears store in Minnesota. They took back the stuff, gave her back her money. Not a problem. So that's the type of business that I look forward to. I like to see businesses that stand behind their products. If they don't work, you take them back and you say, okay, hopefully you can find something better. I noticed that going to buy shoes is not easy. We look. It's just crazy. So that's as far as that goes. Okay, what else? What else is new? Nothing much. Nothing much. That's all I know. So that's as far as that goes. Okay, I'm a little early, folks, because I'm talking in circles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this one short because I'm talking in circles. I'm going out of things to talk about. I apologize. It's supposed to be a 30-minute show, and it's 23. A couple of reasons why I'm going to shut it off early. Number 1, of course, I'm speaking in circles, and I don't want to do that. Number 1. Number 2, in about 30 minutes is going to be the football game between the Vikings and the Raiders, and I want to get ready to watch that too as well. So I'll make sure this video is uploaded. It's called Breakfast with Jeff Neighbors, and for everybody that's watching, I told you how to check out my videos, and until then, everybody, have a good day. We'll see you next time. So